Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ryan from Mama's Got a Budget, and thank you so much for joining me. We are back. It is my first video of 2022, and honestly, I'm just like, I can't believe it. I'm all over the place. I'm a little late. It's everything compiled into one, but we're just going to jump right into it. For those of you who don't know me, I'll start leaving a brief introduction description about who I am, what I do, and my process and my journey down below in the description box, so I don't take away time from people who are just here for the budgeting content and OGs who already know the story. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna hop over here to my Google Sheets, right? We have it up on the screen here, and this video, let me start over. This video is only my January budget as a whole. I am a monthly budgeter, but also a by paycheck budgeter. This video is specifically my January 2022 budget as a whole. Since we're already halfway through, I thought it would be better to show you guys what I had planned out for January, when, off camera, when I wasn't even thinking about the recording process, so that you can have an idea of where I started from, and then I'll do the follow-up about where I end up, and then we'll do the cash stuffing for the second half of the month, the paycheck, everything like that. But this video is just to give you an overview of January 1st through 31st of 2022. So I have mine set up here like a P&L, right? A profit and loss statement. That's what it is. I got my income at the top. My expenses flow down. I'm a zero-based budgeter, so you'll see my net income when we get to the bottom is at zero. There is a specific assignment for all of my money that I have coming in. And also, you guys know, these are real numbers. They're not fudged up. They're not blacked out. They're not, anything like that. They're not estimates. They're exact amounts of what is hitting my bank account and what is going out at this point. So let me walk you guys through it. Like I said, this is a Google Doc. I'm debating back and forth whether I should put the link to this down in the description so you guys can see me edit it in real time. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. So at the top right here, we have income, and I have three main I wouldn't say three main sources. Well, yeah. So I have my full-time job, and then I have income from child support, and that's what that support is. And then other income. Other income is bonus money from my full-time job, any transfers that I do from my other bank accounts, and if I need to take some sort of income or dividend to supplement from my online shops, which I have a planner shop, Mama's Got a Budget, on Etsy and Shopify. And then I have Dream Plan Repeat, which is my t-shirt, hoodie, sweatshirt business, also on Etsy and Shopify. So I have those two businesses, and then under those umbrellas, we have, what I do here on YouTube, my Amazon store, if I do any affiliates or sponsored content, or, things like that, revenue from my website, just, from ad space, things like that. So I just dump it all in there into other income. So let's go through it. I have these little black tabs here. These just reference like little notes that I have on the tab. I also have this link up here that I added, and I'll click on it for you, where I link to a separate Google Doc where it's just, like this is Google Sheets, right? The Excel version, and then this is Google Docs. So I also have a Google Doc where I just put down the notes for the month. It's very, very accountant-like. Like I said, that's what I do on my day-to-day basis. We are starting with the, beginning of the year, things like that. So I'm very much in the mode of notes, goals, budgeting out for the year, taking into account everything that I can think of that's going to come in throughout the year. You can see up here I have some hidden cells, how it goes from D to Q. That's because I have all the months of the year plus a total column over here, and I want to kind of, as the videos go on, I want to kind of reveal those. I don't want to give you everything at once, then you have no reason to, tune in again. So, and things will change, let me just say that. So I have it drawn out to the best of my ability, but that's what's just hidden over there. Right, full-time income, child support, and then other income. Up here this month, I plan on getting $42,4504 from my full-time job, $844.80 from child support. That's if it all comes in, we'll see. And then other income here, I have okay, so I got a bonus for my job. for my full-time job for the end of the year that I counted as January, because we got the way that it hit the account was just like, it's January. And then also $100 of that was a gift card from my actual boss. So the bonus was from like the CEO, and then our boss gave us like $100 gift cards. So my total income for the month was $6,870.50. Okay, so that's what we're working with, and we'll get into all these expenses now. So I have a column here. Line 9 is fixed expenses, and it just goes down from there. We have my mortgage, HOA, my employee benefits. These are taken, medical, dental, vision, HSA, and life insurance. That is what comes out of my check every month, the $681.04. And you can see my little calculation here. That is directly linked to this, okay? So I take what hits my bank account, which is usually $1,707, and then I add in the employee benefits here, just like adding it back in so that I can track it. How much am I actually spending from my paycheck on these benefits every year? So then by the time open enrollment comes around, it'll go up a little bit, and then as the years go on, I can compare it year over year. So I like to do that. You don't have to do that. You can strictly do your net income, just what hits your bank, and that's it, and then rely on your pay stubs to to calculate your year to date. But I like to see it here. And then I also have my HSA and retirement down below, which you'll see in a second. My HOA went up this month a little bit because I have, the master assessment that's annually in January. Luckily, it didn't go up this year, so it's only like 50. Yeah, it was $57.74 that they add on, so not too bad, for a total of $260.13. My NICOR bill went up a lot because it is winter in Chicago. And if you've seen the news at all, it's like an ice rink outside. So yeah, it's freezing. My windows are pretty drafty in this house. That's on my, 5-year plans to replace the windows, or seal them up, something, little by little. I like, little chunks of things that I can take a bite out of, but it's cold. I have really high vaulted ceilings. Like, I'm in a pretty tall townhouse, so it costs more to heat. So this is actually quintupled from the December bill, from the December billing cycle, which was for November. So this went up 5 times, and it's just like, whoo. Well, I don't remember it being like this last year, Lord. ComEd, though, as NICOR goes up, which is the gas to heat, the natural gas to heat the house, ComEd goes down, because ComEd is the light bill and the electricity and whatever. So, and that's like the air conditioning. So, of course, the air conditioning is not on during the winter, so that goes down, but then NICOR goes up. So it's kind of like, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, but then NICOR just wanted to show its ass this month. So that's what that is. State Farm is my car insurance, getting great rates on that, not complaining. Cell phone is with Verizon at $128.13. And I cut that down. If you guys have been seeing my videos, I cut that down a lot. There are some things that I just got rid of on my bill, but I am planning on that to increase. Elijah will be 10 years old this year. In 3 months, in less than 3 months. So, that's probably going to go up because I plan to get him a cell phone because, that's the thing these kids are doing nowadays. Car wash, I'm still grandfathered in at the $12.99. Honestly, don't see that going anywhere. Haircuts is at $50. That's every 2 weeks, is at about $25 with a tip. Amazon Prime didn't put anything aside for that this month. I split that with my mom. Netflix, $13.99. I do have a note on here, though. Let me, hold on. I have it over here, too. So let me just put it here. I do have a note here, though, that it will increase probably with the February billing. If you saw in the news, Netflix went up like $1.50 on most plans, $1 on another plan. Like, it went from 9 to 10, and then it went from $13.99 to $15.49, and then the other plan went from $18 to $20. So they're increasing it across the board. But yeah, that's what that is. So I do have a note in here that it probably will increase with the February billing. They said they were going to roll it out gradually to give people time to adjust, which really, I don't know. Spotify is still hanging in there, $15.99. The Ring doorbell is $0. I have that in there as a placeholder because annually I am billed $35. I think in November every year. Yeah, I just paid it November every year just for the just like keep up with it, just for the service. The annual service fee is $35. So like you buy the doorbell, and then to have access to the stuff is $35 a year right now. But I do have a note in here. I plan to get an additional 2, one for the inside of the garage and then one for the back door. So I want to do that, and then I priced them out last night. The current price is $75 on sale, QVC. I love doing QVC and HSN for like home purchases, things like that I can split up into payments. But luckily, it was only $75. It was down from like $130, I think. So the newest version is only $75. So I think I'm gonna jump on that here pretty soon. And then the water bill. The water bill is billed every other month. Well, you pay it every other month. So they combine it. They combine 2 months into one bill. So like yesterday, the bill came in, and it's for, we pay it in January, but it's for November, December. So that came in at about $51 and some change. I think, I couldn't remember. I didn't feel like going upstairs. But I'm going to set aside $55 for that just because it varies anyway. So my total fixed expenses here are $3,103.50. And keep in mind that includes the $681.04 that I'm paying from my paycheck. So yes, this is technically going out the door, but I'm not physically having to disperse the money to in the benefits section, if that makes sense. So we started off with the 68, and we're deducting the 31 here. Then I have another section for expenses. And by the way, some of you guys ask on every video, I'm 34 years old. I'm a single parent, so you may not have all these expenses. I did buy a house last year, so there's just a lot of things that are coming in. You may be a student, you may be married, you may split it, you may not even have to worry about this. You may be a trust fund baby, you may just be getting into budgeting and you only pay your cell phone bill right now, or different things like that. But this is my life, a real life snapshot of my life and all the expenses I have going on. So I apologize if it's a little bit overwhelming for you guys, but trust me, just like you think I have a lot going on, there are some people's budgets that I see that I'm like, damn, they have a lot going on. So I'm not splitting up, any investments and escrow and property and, all that other stuff. But, this is what I have here. So for my expenses section, these are just like expenses that I need to like stay afloat, if you will. I don't know. Gas, this is the car gas, not the NICOR bill, but like the car gas. Make sure I'm recording to run the car, and gas is expensive. I have a note here. The average price of gas here now is $3.45 a gallon. It went from $3.09 in my area to $3.45 overnight, just like that, at the beginning of January. I don't know what happened, but y'all, it's a doozy. And I don't live as close to work anymore, so I have to drive more. And of course, it's winter time, so it's harder on the car. You burn more gas. I'm on the expressway. I'm going like 85. You guys see my vlog in the last video. It's a whole thing. So I'm budgeting, I think, about $200 a month for gas for the car. It's an odd number right now because I did have to get gas before I actually physically did my budget, so I had to go through and see like, okay, how much did I spend on gas? So I spent $54.24 one time, and then $52 another time. Yeah, that's what it was. So I'm like, okay, I have about $93 to play with. I didn't want to deal with the change or whatever, so I just put in a straight 93 so I can get out from the bank. This also, I'm gonna mark it here as a cash envelope so that you guys know when we're going down. Car maintenance, I have it at $35. My stickers are due every year in November, so I just had to pay for that. Childcare, $259 a month I pay for his after school care. He is in 4th grade, but I do have a note. This term's after the April payment, baby. Let's go. Because the way that it's paid, you pay a month ahead. So in August, even though they weren't in school for the whole month of August, we paid a whole month as if they were, but it was applied to the September payment. So then by the time we get to April, it's applied to May, and then May is the end of the school year, so that's where it ends. So after that, the next time he will be in 5th grade, and no. we're going to term this, and he's going to, knuckle up, and we're going to have some other arrangements where it doesn't cost $259 a month for him to go to any, after school program. So that is clutch. But for now, it's still there. But as I drew out the year, I have it stopping in April, and then I have it zeros for the rest of the year. It was so marvelous to see. Food budget this is where it gets me the most, honestly and truly, is the food budget. I'm just like all over the place. I see recipes all the time, and it's legit stuff, that we need. Me and my family and I actually bought a cow, for example, like to chop up, and we divvied up the meat and everything. So like we have ground beef, porterhouse steak, T-bone steak, rump roast, like all that stuff divvied up in the deep freezer. So we have that stuff, but then it was like, oh, I want some chicken, or like we need some seasoning, or he needs snack for school, he needs lunch, and then he's in basketball, so he needs even an extra snack, and then Gatorades, and then things like that. So that's the food budget is much higher than it used to be, but it's still like legitimate stuff, and I still am tracking it. So I have $400 there for the month, and anything that I don't use from that, it stays in there so that I can just use it the next month. And then we have EB clothes and shoes. That's my son. I have it as an equation as 25% of the child support that I get to put into that. So that comes out to $211.20 that I'll put aside. He is growing like a weed. You guys know he can basically, him and my sister wear the same size shoe at this point. Like, that's how crazy it is. He is 9 years old, and he wears a size 8.5 in men's. Let me know how old your youngest kid is and what size they wear. Is it crazy? Because I put this on Facebook, and I was just like venting, and I had so many comments like on my personal Facebook page, like, okay, but my son is 13 and a size 13, or that ain't nothing. Like, my 6-year-old is in junior's extra large, and it's just like crazy to think about that him and my 41-year-old sister can wear the same size shoe. I have big feet. His father was a big guy, so he gets it honest. So he can't fit my shoes yet, but he's not far behind. He's not far behind at all, and it's insane. Like, I gave him my Nike slides because they ran small and they were kind of like tight on my foot. Then I broke my foot and it was swollen, so I'm like, I can't even fit these anyway. You put them on. He wears them out. He can wear them out to the store. I mean, and he has like only this much extra space. It's wild. It is wild. So I put aside $211.20. Hopefully that gets me, that sustains him, that keeps him at bay for a while, but that includes everything like socks, underwear, undershirts, any long john, snowsuits, boots, gloves, mittens, coats, and then when the summertime rolls around, shorts and hoodies and then, all that stuff. So that's that. And then for me, I put aside $180. Well, we shall see how that works. I rarely shop for myself, like rarely. So if I see something cute, but it has taken a while. It's taken some willpower to ignore the Fashion Nova emails and the Shein emails, and I've, but I put it to the side for me, just in case. And then my beauty, what is this for? Oh, for my nails mostly. So when I get a mani and pedi, what did I do that time? I had to get a soak off. Yeah, I had to get a soak off and then like reapply a full set and a pedicure, and then I got like gel, no chip, and you know how they add on like, oh, gel, no chip, this. I got no chip pedicure too, so it's all over the place. So that $130 for that one time, I don't do that every time at all. And then I added in $65 for when I go get these filled in, and maybe I'll get like and then they charge you if they're longer. So I got them shorter this time, but they charge you more if they're over, a certain length, and then this, and that. So put in $65 for that for a total of $195. Toiletries and home supplies, that's just a basic anything. Like, if I need to like buy some toilet bowl cleaner or bleach, detergents, paper towels, paper plates, anything like that goes into there. iPass is $40 that auto replenishes. I work from home 1 day a week. We have the benefit now of working from home 1 day a week. Sometimes I do 2, and it's just like, shh, don't tell nobody. But so that is dependent on how many times I actually go to work or go out west, and or now it's east for me, but if I go out west and, you know, back towards the city, back towards my mom's house, I do have to pass like 3 tolls on the way there, 2 tolls on the way back. So that auto replenishes. Net Netflix, Amazon spending. That's just, you know, in general in Amazon. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. No, not yet. Other home expenses. I've noticed that you need to set money aside for other home expenses. Like, stuff goes awry all the time. My sump pump, I don't know. I think my sump pump is like too small for my house. I might have to get another one. I want to do like some landscaping out front this spring and summer, because this past summer was my first summer in my new home, and I couldn't do anything because I was confined to my house and to a scooter because I broke my foot, and I had so many plans to garden and make the front porch so cute, and I couldn't do any of it. So I'm super excited this year to be able to do that, but I also have to know that you have to set money aside for that. Also, I need a new shade in my loft, but the window is like 108 inches wide. Those things run so high. I'm just like, jeez, just like everything. So you're going to need to set money aside. Planner spend, I skipped out on this month because I haven't had much time to plan. I mean, I'm still planning, still writing things down, and things like that. Oh wait, that's a lie. I did buy this. I bought this in December, but a new Hobonichi. So I'm just like writing stuff down, like real quick notes, but I'm not like, you know, decorating and Erin Condren and things like that. So that's that. And then EB miscellaneous, again, that's Elijah, and I have $40 here because I called up to the rec center and trying to see like what I can get him into. It is basketball season, but I wanted to supplement it with something to, like, you know, get his energy out, and if practices are only once a week and he really enjoys doing it. So I called up there and they said they have a punch card for the open gym. I bought him one yesterday, so it's $20 for every 10 visits, which is only $2 a visit, which is perfect, because he's not old enough to be like an official member. And with this also, they're like, it just has to be accompanied by a parent or guardian or whatever. And then at the end of the conversation, I was like, but do I have to pay if I'm not going to be, you know, on the court? He's like, oh, no, you don't have to pay. So got that. So I can go in and kind of just like walk him in there, check in on him, but be like out in the background in the common area, editing videos, doing whatever I need to do while he's in the gym. So I set aside $40 for that. It's only like a certain amount of open gym time. So I'm thinking like he won't get to go more than the 10 times, about every like 5 to 6 weeks. So I put 40 in there right now, but then maybe I can do in smaller doses. So since I set aside enough for an extra one this month, because it was only $20 and I put 40 here, right? Yeah, I put 40. So technically that's an extra month, like an extra card in this month. So then maybe as I go, I can just do like $10 and then just add that 10 to this, and then, you know, just keep on doing it like that. Other spending and gifts is just a general account. I don't have any specific plans for that, but I just put in $85 for that. If you know yourself, and you know that like, oh, I want to start budgeting, but I don't think I'm going to be able to stick to it. The number one tip that I can give, well, maybe not the number one tip, but pretty high up there on the list of a tip that I can give you is to make sure that you budget for miscellaneous spending, a little bit of money to the side for yourself, where you think like, if you hit a certain goal, like maybe I can have, you know, an extra coffee out, you know, this week, or I'll treat myself to this, or I saw this cute pair of earrings, so if I hit this goal, then I'm gonna, you know, be able to use this money from here. So that is a big tip that I can give. So set aside money for miscellaneous things that you think that, you know, will help you on your journey. For my total expenses, this is just this column from 29 to 43, right? Yep, is $2,094.44. So that's that. And then I have here in gray, just so I wouldn't get too confused, I like to gray things out. I have my net income subtotal is $1,672.56, and I got that number from taking my cash, which was the $6,870, minus my fixed expenses, which was the $3,103, minus my total expenses. So just so I have a general idea what I have to work with as I go into the other categories, right, which is $1,672. Then we move on to the debt. We're not done yet. Move on to the debt. And for debt, I have my car, I have credit cards that I put down here, and then I have student loans. Now, I cleared out, as you can see, I cleared out my Home Depot credit card, my Bob's credit card, which is a furniture, and my Best Buy credit card. So those three have zero balances, but I want to keep them there as placeholders just in case. And then I have zero for student loans because let's be real. We know what's going on in the world right now, and they're pushing it back yet again. I'm hoping these things, honestly, they get forgiven 100%, because if you can go this long without collecting any money from the consumer, like, you can afford to forgive everything in full and move on with your life. Like, stop bothering us. So I have zeros in there for them. But for my active debt, I have my car loan and then 3 credit cards, 2 from Capital One and then 1 American Express. My car loan is $516 every month. If you guys know the story with that, I have much better credit now than I did when I got that car, and I was also in an accident, so I had that on my record, and that kind of increased, like, you know, things around there. I didn't put as much money down, but everything like that. But this is the final year. I'm happy to report this is the final year. This was 5 years ago that I got this, and I'm still trying to pay it off early. So November will be my 5-year. That's when the life of the loan is up anyway, but I'm trying my hardest to pay it off early. So the extra money that I have, like, if I don't do like the other spending, maybe I'll put towards that, or if I get like taxes, I'll put like a little extra money toward that. So I'm trying to chip away at this to pay it off, and every little bit more that I put towards it just knocks that last payment up, you know, further and further. So I'm trying my hardest with that. For the Capital One Quicksilver, I put $151. I paid that already. The Platinum, I did $123, and then the American Express, I did $108. I just like to have the zero balances. So, I mean, that's the zero change at the end. So the 81 cents and the 58 cents, 68 cents just made it a round number. Nothing special. So the total debt that I paid out was $900.26 this month. Then I have savings down here. Emergency is just that, emergency. Set money aside if you can. Take it from other places, or you say, okay, if I have extra money left over in my coffee envelope by the end of the month, it's going to the emergency fund. Have an assignment, have something, feed this. First of all, have this as a line item in your budget, but feed it something. I highly encourage you to feed the emergency line something. And then I have the Elijah account, which is, he has a separate savings account just for general stuff that I may, like, you know, pass on to him or go toward his first car when he's 16, or, you know, different things like that. I do plan to dip into this, like, for his, like, 10th year expenses type of things, like with the cell phone or like a little party or something like that. But his account is pretty hefty, and I am proud to say that I can put money aside every month for him for that. And then I got my 401k. Like I said, put money aside for that. I increased it this year from $65 to $75. I do $150 a month, you know, just a little something. And then the HSA, I do have a high, I'm so bad with benefits, you guys. High deductible insurance policy, whatever. So I have the benefit of having the HSA, which that just takes out and makes your taxable income less. So I put in $60 every paycheck, which is $120 per month to that. So my savings that are going out the door are $772.30. Then I have this line here, which is net income, and that is a big fat zero, which is what we want to see. We want to have an assignment for everything that's saying that all $6,870 I made this month has a place to go. But like I said, I'll check in with you, let you guys know how it went, but this is the plan. So I transferred the money to Elijah's account. I leave the emergency in a separate account. I paid these actually online, so I'm not walking around like with crazy amounts of money. What else do I have? Home. I put home is an expense. And did I have a note for home? Okay, that's just as I go down there. Okay. I can't remember. I think my beauty is a cash envelope. I'll have a better idea once I check into my wallet about, you know, what do I, for sure it's food, gas, home, beauty, things like that. Where did I put, okay, this is part of it. No, I was missing one. So his haircuts and my beauty is in one envelope. Just, that's why I was getting a little confused. Okay, so yeah, that's about, those are all the envelopes I have. Everything else, like, that qualifies as sinking fund, like the car maintenance or his miscellaneous account, like that's all transferred over to different accounts. So I don't physically take out that cash anymore. Then I added another section. We're almost done here. I added another section this year for my non-income statement items. These are things that affect cash but don't affect your expenses, if that makes sense. So basically these are things that are hitting your balance sheet as you accrue. So a sinking fund is the same thing as an accrual. So a deduction from an accrual is not an expense, it's a deduction from the accrual from the expense that you already expensed prior. I hope that makes sense. So these are things that this is like activity that's happening that's affecting my cash, which is decreasing my cash, but it's not increasing my expenses. That makes sense. So my non-income statement items and cash out from sinking funds are pretty much the same thing. So, but I just have it broken up like this. So my HSA expense, like if I have to swipe my HSA actual card that we get from the money that I put in, again, from this line item here. So I'm already physically putting money in, right? So I don't have to worry about, I'm putting in $120 a month regardless of what happens if I don't spend a dime. But say I do need to spend a couple quarters, then I would just deduct it from here. So then it decreases my cash, but not increase the expense. So as I was just explaining this part, which I'll probably cut, I noticed that I'm like, wait, I put it in the wrong section. So this medical, dental, vision, out of pocket should go up here in the expenses because it's an out of pocket expense. Adoy. So paste that there. Still zero, doesn't change anything, but I'm just gonna move it around and delete that row. So that's gonna be my only, like in this section, not income, is if I have to swipe my HSA card. And then cash out from sinking funds. These are things that I've already put money into the envelopes, right, or to a separate account, but then I needed to draw on those savings or those accounts that I had the money sitting in. So again, this decreases my cash, but it does not increase my expenses, so that's why I have it separate. So my net income is going to be zero regardless. Everything that falls below this line only affects cash. It doesn't affect the net income. So as the year goes on, this list will grow, but I think the categories will grow a little bit, but because I only have like a set amount of sinking funds, like I don't have an unlimited, like you can't just do anything and say, oh yeah, that's for my sinking fund. Like, no, you didn't save for that, so don't call it that. So I'm not doing that, but the expenses may grow out a little bit. So I have so far home, car maintenance, Elijah's clothes and shoes, and then his miscellaneous. So once again, for the home this month, I think it was, yeah, just last week, I had the painter come out, painted the fireplace, banister, the half bath, the master bedroom baseboards and windowsill, and the master bathroom. So I had 5 areas painted. He charged me $7.90, which was the price of the labor and the paint. And then I gave him a $25 tip. You can see up here because he actually, we'll talk about that later. So I gave him a $25 tip there. And then $37.68, I went to Home Goods. So that's what that is, right? Yeah, so I had the painter come out the 12th and the 13th. That's when it was. And he did all these areas. And I left him a tip, and I went to Home Goods. So that's what that is. So once again, I saved for that. Yes, it decreased my cash, but it did not increase my expenses. Oops, forgot I was in the cell. Just delete that. So the total there, cash out from the home sinking fund was $852.68. Then car maintenance, the cash out was $11. I had to refill my antifreeze, so I just pulled that $11 from the car maintenance fund. Elijah's clothes and shoes. What did we do? We did some Oh, I bought him some winter boots from Amazon. They're so cute. They're like these fuzzy little, they're like ankle boots type. They're not like all the way up, but they're still cute. Some winter boots and basketball shorts. So I bought him boots and shorts within like a week of each other. It's a wild time, okay? It's a wild time in my life. So, the league, their first game was actually yesterday. They won their first game 18-6, and he was so proud. He was a starter. He didn't get any points, but he played amazing defense, and he got a whole bunch of rebounds. I was thinking of refunds because we're talking about money. He got a whole bunch of rebounds. He's like, the big man in the middle. I be telling him, jump up there. Like, you are Shaq. You are Dennis Rodman. He wants to be Steph Curry. He can take it to the hole. Stop trying to shoot these threes. Work on your layups. Take it to the hole, please. Please. You're going to be 7 feet tall talking about some from the three. No. Okay, so he's working on that, but he did amazing. It was so fun. I'm so proud of him. I'll like insert a little picture here that I got of him like about to sub in. So yeah, I bought him his shorts and his boots. We're doing that, which will probably grow out of the boots by the end of the winter, and the basketball shorts will become pajama shorts at the end of this season. So we'll recycle those. And then his miscellaneous, that was the open gym punch card. So like I said, I have I put aside the 40 here, right? So I put that, let's say I put that in the envelope, and then I went ahead and spent the 20 down here. So that's where I was taking it from. And that brings my cash out from sinking for the month of January so far to $954.20. So that's where we are. And again, this is not going to be as high, hopefully, because this home expense, well, it could be. Honestly, it could be. Owning a home, anything can happen. That's why I said put money aside. But hopefully, we won't see, this won't be that consistent, like $1,000 out every month from sinking funds. No. Okay? And then, like I said, once again, this is just adding this up. It's not affecting anything with the net income at all. We already assigned everything that we had coming in. These are just like extra activities, extra little tidbits, a little shink the dink for the month. And then down here on line 82, I added in the cash balance. So this is very important. So as you can see, I'm filming this video on January. I always want to say July. I get July and January mixed up in my head. January 16th, 2022. Let's say you are seeing this video on January 25th. You're like, okay, bet I want to start budgeting on February 1st. February is going to be my first budget. What you want to do is get your statements as of January 31st. So from the end of the previous month, you want to know how much cash you have on hand from all your accounts, right? Because all this is fine and dandy. You go through all this like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But if you get down here and this number is negative, that you can't do that, sis. You cannot do that, because having a negative cash balance down here is the equivalent of having an overdrawn bank account. And as much as you want to do these things up here that you have planned, you're gonna have to do some finagling. That's why I highly recommend putting it, in a spreadsheet before you transfer it over, or just being very, very careful and diligent with your numbers if you're doing it on paper also. So at the end of December 31st, 2021, my cash balance on hand was $12,045.17, right? Took that. Then once I did my January budget, I set this up to draw it out so that I make sure that I'm never going below, whatever you're comfortable with, or that you're never negative, period, right? So this is just taking, let's look at the formula here. We're taking our previous month's cash balance, which was the 12, and then we are either adding or subtracting in our net income. If your net income is 0, then it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that you have your signs correct here. If this net income number here is negative, first of all, you're going to want to correct that. But if you think that you have, time to finagle and, like play 3-card Molly with that, okay. But just make sure that you put in a plus sign up here and not a minus, because this is already going to be negative. You guys know the rules of math. Don't need to explain that to you. Just know that it's very important. So we are adding in our net income, which is 0 for me. Then we're adding in our other things, our little shink-the-dinks, our little activities that we have that are decreasing our cash but not increasing our expenses. This is where it comes into play. So then our non-income statement items, we want to, add or subtract that in. Mine is 0. And then we have the cash out from sinking funds. So that is the negative $954. So what I did is I added, because this is already negative, I want to make sure that this is a plus sign, and I'm adding that back in because it's going to decrease this $12,000 cash, right? So that's where I got the $11,090 from. So that's saying, okay, you say you want to do all this, let me check. Let me have my people call your people. Okay, it's all good. You're in the clear. You can do these things. So you want to make sure that your account balance is never negative. So that is something that I added in for January, and I hope that makes sense. Okay, I think it does. Let me know if it doesn't. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, if you guys want to do another Zoom call for setting up your budget in Google Sheets, let me know. It can be arranged. I know I'm a little late for 2022, but it still can be arranged. You can start this whenever. Like I said, whenever you're seeing this video, you can start budgeting the next month. You can go back and budget. If it's like the 3rd of the month, that's fine. Go back and budget those last 2 days. Go back to the last day of the previous month, get your bank statements, and then roll forward from there. Whenever you want to start it, you don't have to have January through December at the top. You can have, March through February, whatever you want to do. It'll just become your fiscal year, or you can adjust it next year, however you want to do it. So just make sure that your cash is always going to be positive so that you can do what you say you're going to do. And don't forget to subtract off your cash from your sinking funds, because that is already on your balance sheet. This is technically a profit and loss, so it's not going to be the same thing. I think I went over all the notes also. Yep. And then, I have goals up here too. So my January goals were to gather inspo for the living room, the book nook, or love seat. I don't know what I'm going to do because I have like this area by the stairs. I don't know if I want to have like a book nook there or if I want to just do a love seat sectional. Don't know. So I want to gather inspo for that, but that will honestly be another expense when I choose to do that. To buy the couch or whatever. I started an IKEA cart. I had IKEA open on my computer and then Pinterest open on my phone. That was the best Saturday night I've had in a while. Okay, that's what I did last night. It was so much fun. And then I also want to do some half bath deck. Went from like a forest green, like a Kelly green maybe. It wasn't as forest. It wasn't as dark as forest. So it was like a Kelly green. So I did a very modern white with a black accent wall. So I'm getting half bath deco for that. If you have any links, let me know down below. I'm in this group on Facebook. Side note, Black Girls Who Decorate. Oh, love it. I gag. They have amazing, amazing design spaces and inspo and links and all that stuff. So any help that you guys can give me, bring it forth. Bring it forth. So I'm just gathering inspo. Target Dollar Spot, check them out. I got so many cute things for $1, $3, and $5. Like, it's not even funny. Like these little flower pots. They have their spring stuff out. I'm very like boho modern with my stuff, so I have like a lot of natural stuff, a lot of like natural with black accents, or like the natural wood, the oak wood, and it was heaven. It was heaven. So check them out also. So yeah, those are my little goals for this month. Next month we'll probably, I gotta do that shade. I'm not looking forward to doing that loft shade because I just know it's gonna be expensive. So yeah, and then as the year goes on, this list will get, bigger and bigger. You can just like put a line and go down to February, or you can just use a page per month and then kind of like check in, like what worked, what didn't. If you guys would rather put this on paper, I do offer monthly and quarterly budgeting packs on my websites, Etsy and Shopify, where you can, if you're more of a pen to paper type of person, where you want to write these things down. I love writing down goals. I love like inspo and, mood boards and Pinterest boards and all that stuff like that. But I do offer budget packs for you to have all this in one space. But yeah, check it out. I'll put the link down below. And yeah, I hope this made sense to you guys. I'm going to try to cut it down so it's not an hour long. But I just wanted to answer all your questions. When I come back and I do the check-in, I'll let you know how everything went, and then we'll move on to February. The next video will also be, the video before that will be my cash stuffing. I'm going to still do those separately. I know I didn't come back last month. There was some things that happened, but we're going to start off the year anew. So the next video, I'm going to be stuffing my paycheck. Going to be stuffing my envelopes from my paycheck that I got paid on the 14th. because the 15th was a Saturday. So I got paid 2 days ago. I have the cash out already, haven't spent anything. So the next video is going to be that. We're going to stuff some envelopes real quick and then we're going to move on. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Let me know if you guys are starting on your budgeting journey or if you are an OG. Let me know if I made any mistakes, of course, if you don't understand anything that I went over for, or if I can explain it better. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If I don't get to you, if you guys can come back and kind of check the comments and like help me out answering a couple questions, if you guys are OGs here, that would really, really be appreciated. Thank you so much to everyone who has stuck around. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. The Facebook group numbers are going crazy. Like, I don't know where all you guys are finding me, but I'm here for it. So I'm going to start being more active over there. Let me know what you want to see in the Facebook group, any exclusives or, you know, things like that. I have to get back in there with you guys, and thank you so much. So yeah, I look forward to a year of budgeting. This is going to be fun. We're going to be organized. This is going to be fun. It's not going to be stressful this year. We are going to be prepared. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.